Third lesson, let us now put together the preliminary phase with the calm practice of Kriya Pranayam. In Routine 1 and Routine 1bis you will find a good method to utilize the 4 preparatory techniques by coupling them with Sri Mukherjee's Kriya Pranayam. Be patient, be not in a hurry, and the experience will be fantastic. Routine R1. A way to master the first level of Kriya. This routine starts with an excellent preparatory phase that aims at opening the spinal passage located in the Muladhara. When this passage is opened even only partially, the practice of Kriya Pranayam becomes a real delight. This routine is like a vacation that you grant to yourself. The sense of work doesn't exist. Obviously, if you live a chaotic life, and the mind is continually overheated at the point of collapse by 1,000 thoughts and worries, the process of internalization will be slower. Routine 1. Times prep. 1, 2, 3. Times 36 Basic Kriya Pranayam. Times prep. 4. Guiding Kundalini. Times Kriya Pranayam Perceiving the Light of the Chakras, 72. Explanation. In this routine I show you how to make the best use of the preparatory techniques. I counsel to break the Kriya Pranayam into 2 parts, 36 plus 72. After prep. 1, 2, 3 Practice 36 Kriya breaths. Then practice prep. For guiding Kundalini, you will be stunned how easy it is to perceive the location of the chakras and to calm the breath. Therefore the following 72 Kriya breaths will happen in the best conditions. This interruption is also useful to avoid the particular problem that is called plateau effect. The plateau effect is this: an exercise up to a certain moment seems effective, from a moment onwards seems not to work anymore. Our concentration faculties don't succeed in answering to the procedure that we are following, and you can falsely think that there is no possible improvement in store for you or that we ourselves are a total failure. This effect is potentially destructive. Now, during these 72 breaths you will have a great surprise. Kriya Pranayam will happen in an extraordinary way. If don't have your mind destroyed by a chaotic life, you will experience a real heaven. You will succeed in seeing the chakras. You will perceive that all the parts of your being are ideally focused in a region situated between Kutastha and Agya. In this sphere you will perceive the lights. These lights seem weak but they bring great internal realization of the different chakras. This will be a stupendous moment of the practice. To close, simply remain focused on the internal light. Our one final comment. Enjoy this routine at least for 1 month before facing the next routine R1bis. If you find routine R1 boring and unpleasant, decrease the number of breaths. For example, instead of practicing 36 plus 72 you can practice 12 plus 24. In the days that you feel strongly negative, avoid doing violence to your being. Simply rest and enjoy a country walk. Routine R1bis. Another way to master the first level of Kriya. Routine 1bis. Times prep. 1, 2, 3, 4. Times Kriya Pranayam in 3 parts. Explanation. After having practiced the 4 preparatory techniques, divide the breaths of Kriya Pranayam in 3 parts. In the first part the concentration is on Kutastha. In the second part the concentration is on fontanel. In chapter 7 we have explained how to do this. You need only to guide your awareness and energy at the summit of your head and remain stable there. Therefore, the chant of Om 6 plus 6 happens only in the fontanel. Very useful it is to also add a continuous Aswini Mudra. We know that the practice of Aswini Mudra is insuperable in its power to make you touch with the awareness the spinal cord. Therefore, when you feel yourself ready, try to introduce a continuous Aswini Mudra during Kriya Pranayam. Continuous means during the inhalation and during the exhalation. Always, continuously. There are different definitions of Aswini Mudra. The standard definition is to repeatedly contract the muscles at the base of the spine, anal sphincter, with the rhythm of around 2 contractions a second. While learning the technique, You contract the buttock muscles, perineum, or even the entire pelvic region also. With time, the contraction involves only the sphincter muscles. This mudra is a direct way of obtaining a perceptive contact with the energy at the base of the spine. This energy is pushed up within the spine. Little by little, Aswini mudra will become more and more subtle, namely it will become just a mental pressure along the whole spine. You start to clearly perceive the totality of Sushumna like something cool and bright as a silver thread. The exercise is very gratifying. You will perceive a white light, diffused, in the upper part of your head. A beautiful sensation of fresh air that comes up crossing each chakras will make you feel filled with energy. A sweet warmth that goes down permeating every zone of the body from top to bottom will infuse a great feeling of comfort. The practice seems to have a life of its own. Sometimes you will have the impression you are crossing a mental state that is similar to falling asleep and suddenly returning to full awareness, realizing that you are basking in the spiritual light. It's like a plane emerging from clouds into a clear transparent sky. Final part. During the last 36 Kriya breaths, the Oms, 6 plus 6, are mentally chanted in the Anahata Chakra. That's all. Forget the Aswini mudra or make it so subtle that it cannot disturb. The routine ends with the awareness becomes stable in the heart chakra. Final comment about Routine 1 and Routine 1 Biz. Many persons write me thanking for the previous two routines. They said that the results is extraordinary. Let me emphasize the secret of the success of these routines. The secret lies in the utilization of strong tools during the preparatory phase. Nadi Shodhana with inverted breath, Tadan Kriya and Shakti Chalna, guiding Kundalini, are very strong tools. Never recoil from giving the right stimulation to the Muladhara Chakra before facing the subtle work of Kriya Pranayam. In other Kriya schools, we see an excessive prudence in teaching effective tools that point at awakening the Muladhara Chakra. All the other chakras are seriously taken into account. I believe that there are no serious reasons to cultivate such fear. Let us avoid thinking that Muladhara and Kundalini can be a source of troubles. Kundalini is the vital energy present in the body. It is true that when it enters Sushumna it has an overwhelming effect that recalls the image of a snake that hisses and spits when disturbed. But there is no reason to fear the Kundalini energy that is the very essence of the spiritual experiences. A very good strategy is to complete the stimulus on the Muladhara Chakra by guiding the awakened Kundalini energy up and down along the spine. Remember also that this possibility is always achieved after having created a condition of energetic balance between Ida and Pingala. Focusing on this task will help a Kriyaban to familiarize with a dimension that can falsely appear as austere, while in reality is made of true beauty. Now the strategy for the remaining routines is to diminish the number of Kriya Pranayams and utilize the higher Kriyas. Other 6 routines are here described. You will find both Kriya techniques already explained in the preceding chapters and other procedures which I describe here for the first time. I tested them in these last years. All I can say is that there is really something great in them. Familiarize with each one of them, studying and testing them in the given order. In my opinion, each routine should be utilized for at least 2 months. However, other approaches are possible, especially for people who are practicing some form of spinal breathing since many years. The 4 preparatory techniques are utilized in almost every routine. It is for this reason that I explained them at the starting point. When in the following routines you find basic Kriya Pranayam, this refers to the technique of Kriya Pranayam as taught by Sri Mukherjee.